The end of an era here in Philadelphia is just days away. Macy's at 13th and Market inside the Wanamaker building is expected to close for good this Sunday, March 23rd. Many wonder what will happen to the famous eagle and the Wanamaker organ you're listening to right now. It is still unclear what will become of that historic organ, which is billed as the world's largest playable instrument. CBS Philadelphia's Joe Holden has an inside look at the massive organ, the king of instruments.
Walk inside the closing doors of Macy's in Center City, Philadelphia, and you can still hear that magical sound, but not for much longer, at least as the department store is set to close. So the big questions: what happens to the Wanamaker organ and the eagle?
These are some of Philadelphia's most prized possessions. The one-ton bronze bird ministering over millions of meetings since 1911, and the organ, its breath through 28,000 pipes roaring to life. It has rumbled sales racks with its soaring tones, and then its colorful dynamics fade back to nothing more than a whisper. The upward-looking crowds have been building in size as things wind down, nearing the end. Appreciation fills the room. A place soon to be a little quieter. Fred Astman of Cherry Hill is a walking encyclopedia.
These are probably the only two left working.
We joined him on a tour. More than a half dozen of us went through the organ's pipe chambers.
But up here, there wasn't enough vertical space.
Rooms and rooms of thousands and thousands of pipes across numerous floors.
Please don't touch pipes.
This is a special place, more like a museum, a tribute to the many hands that have labored on the instrument for its 114 years in Philadelphia.
It's just so enormous and so overwhelming that to play music on this instrument is an experience like no other.
Rudy Lucenti, a substitute organist, has played the Wanamaker for 47 years. He calls it a privilege.
It never gets old. It's the same thrill as it was the very first time I played this instrument, even though back then I was scared out of my mind.
If you don't humidify the air, eventually the wood dries out, cracks. That's no good.
There is an intense amount of work that goes into maintaining the organ, a massive instrument that cannot be moved. The Friends of the Wanamaker have cared for it for 34 years. The questions about its future, the eagle, and other cherished traditions like the light show and Dickens Village come up repeatedly.
That's a real question. Is that going to remain? How many questions can you come up with? What's going to happen here?
Since the store's closing was announced, answers about the valuables inside have been hard to come by. The organ and eagle are protected. Both are listed on the city's Register of Historic Places. Councilman Mark Squille.
Cornerstone, they have committed to keeping the organ and the eagle as part of their renovations once they do it.
The eagle came with the organ originally.
The many who have visited Macy's since the closure was announced are apprehensive about the future. Donna was along for the organ tour and has precious memories.
Just growing up as a child and coming down here with my parents and for the light show, and just coming down many times from the course of the year, hearing the organ play.
Her feelings echoed by many.
Yeah, it would be a shame to lose it. There is a lot of history, and it is special.
This as people like Fred Astman go about their work, hoping to continue giving tours and sharing love of the Wanamaker organ.
And I'll be back this afternoon.
In Center City, Joe Holden, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Yeah, I can listen to that for hours. Macy said get back to us, but did not provide specifics to the questions we asked. And speaking of listening to it for hours, this Saturday, the Wanamaker Organ will host a day-long series of concerts, filling the 7-story Grand Court with its iconic booming sound. The concerts begin at 9 a.m. and will run through 6:30. Now, many of you have also asked about this, the future of the holiday light show and Dickens Village. That part of the conversation continues with this story on our website, cbsphiladelphia.com.